Hi. Happy Saturday. Happy Mars square Uranus transit. Yesterday was crazy. Are y'all still experiencing Mars square Uranus? For me, yesterday was the peak. It was the most intense. I was hearing people almost getting into car wrecks. Like, I kind of live near a little bit of a busy street and I could hear horns honking and things and like sirens yesterday. It was just kind of on and off chaos. And I myself had someone yell at me while driving. It was just a crazy day. Everywhere I went, I felt like it was super busy, and I live in a small town. It's usually not like that. So I really felt it yesterday. Today feels more chill. Mars is at 28 degrees of Aquarius now, and Uranus is at 27. So they peaked yesterday. And it's still happening. We'll still feel it until March 6th, but it's not exact anymore. It's not as it's not the most powerful as it was yesterday, or as powerful as it was yesterday. And then we also had the moon squaring Chiron yesterday, which was just a bit of a triggering transit, a really triggering transit. So kind of a little, how do I say? I don't want to use the word test, but kind of like a little test from the universe of like, oh, have you healed this thing within your identity? Or are you still going to let it trigger you and bring up these wounds around who you're not anymore, that you've grown out of, or that you've changed within yourself, these old themes and dynamics. We also have Neptune at 1 degrees of Aries now. So both Saturn and Neptune are at 1 degrees of Aries, which is the Aries degree. And I was looking more into like the degrees as well the other day. And I forget what it said about Aries at 1 degree, but let me go back and look it up. I'm really leaning into the power of degrees lately and learning a lot more about them. It's actually crazy how every single degree within every zodiac sign has a different meaning, like 360 degrees of different meanings. And it's pretty crazy. It's called the Sabian symbols. A friend introduced it to me. So now that Neptune and Saturn are at 1 degrees of Aries, the energy is seeing the light side, being the life of the party, having insight. Just kind of making light of the heaviness right now is really what I'm getting from this meaning of 1 degree of Aries. It's like, don't take things or yourself or life too seriously right now. So that's really the energy. And then I was looking up Mars now that it's at 28 degrees of Aquarius, and that has a very specific meaning of like coming out of the cocoon, a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. And I really feel that right now. I really feel like everything we're experiencing is kind of like birthing us into this new chapter. And change, growth, transition isn't linear. It isn't instant. And we're all really being birthed into this new life. And there's ups and downs that come with that transition in and of itself. So that's really the overall energy right now. Also this weekend, the moon is in Leo, so it's a great time to really prioritize your joy and focus on, okay, what is going to help me get through this transition, that I can do for myself that is fun. We also just had the moon opposite Pluto, so the moon was putting tension on Pluto this morning. So really big time for emotional transformation. I'm scared. What are you scared of? Pisces sun, Cancer rising, Cancer moon. Oh, damn. All water. Manifesting generator. Me too. I feel so tired. Yeah, I feel you. I've been sleeping like 10 hours a night. And then especially yesterday, I didn't want to do anything other than just like lay on the couch and watch programs. Like I just am in full chill mode. So that is the energy right now. I've been talking about this a lot in my membership. because there's a community forum inside my membership. And so I've been updating all of y'all that are in there about these transits. If you're in there, you know, and you've seen it. And it's a space for you to also post your chart and just share what's going on and get support and guidance based on your chart. Because there's a lot of intense things happening right now. We also have the eclipse next week. And it's going to be at 12 degrees, which I just posted in my membership about this, and some people were also posting how it's showing up for them and where it's going to be in their chart. It's going to be opposite my Saturn. So yeah, I'm just kind of really feeling that energy in a big way. I don't know, the energy feels intense. Yeah, for sure. I feel it more chill, but I don't know what's in your chart that maybe could be like causing that for you. Well, there's kind of intensity in different ways from these transits for me as well, but because it's funny, I was just talking about this in my membership earlier today, like the Mars Uranus square is also squaring my Pluto. So like Uranus has been opposite my Pluto, which all of us that are younger millennials and elder Gen Z are going to have Uranus opposite Pluto, like in our late 20s or early 30s. And so I'm like deep in that transit right now. It's already happened, but it's like this is the third and final round of Uranus being opposite my Pluto. And then Mars is squaring both at the same time. So I feel you. It's really kind of like I was saying, like we're going through the birth canal right now. We're like being birthed into something new, which has waves of being intense for sure. I'm a Sag rising, Libra sun, Cat moon. Oh, okay. So depending on the degrees of your chart, you might have all that's in Aries squaring your moon or your sun right now. Because Chiron's in Aries at 24 degrees. Saturn and Neptune are in Aries at 1 degree. Saturn's going to get to like 14 degrees, I think, in Aries this year before it goes retrograde. Saturn's moving pretty fast through Aries. I like did not expect that because I'm pretty sure when Saturn was first moving into Pisces, it did not move this quickly. Like it only got to, I want to say like 6 or 7 degrees of Pisces before it went retrograde, something like that. Virgo Venus. Aw, fun. I just met someone who is a Cancer sun Virgo Venus, which is kind of rare because usually Venus stays like in the sign of the sun or the sign before or after the sun. I'm excited for Jupiter and Leo in the summer. Yes, me too. I'm so excited. It's going to be in my progressed 10th house. I'm really, really stoked about it. Although the end of the year, because Jupiter and Leo, looks a little dicey because then we're going to have the South Node in Leo. So Jupiter will be moving over the South Node at some point. And then I believe at the same time, end of 2026, the Mars is going to be on Jupiter in the South Node, which the end of 2026 looks absolutely insane. I did a deep dive into the year in my membership, and we just covered the first 6 months really, really deeply, because the rest of 2026 looks nuts. And I was like, I'm going to do this when we get closer to the summer and like to the end of 2026. So I'm doing it in 2 parts this year. Which normally I just like every year in my membership in January, I do a year ahead update and it's like 3 to 4 hours. But this time I was like, cut it off at 2 hours because I'm going to do it in 2 different parts because there's just so much happening this year. And really, I don't like to look too far out as well because we don't know what's going to happen. Like a lot of shit could go down in the next few months, which it kind of looks like it will. So yeah, I'm going to do part 2 of the second half of 2026 when we get into like May or June. Because I did already in my membership the classes on January, February, March, April, May, and June. And then I did a sneak peek of like July to the end of the year. But anyways, I'll do a more deeper dive in my membership as we get closer and really go in deeply to July, August, September, October, November, December, because it just like there's so much happening. And then the nodes are going to switch too. Like the North node moves into Aquarius and the South node moves into Leo. Like there's just so much happening this summer. And I feel like that's how previous summers have been lately. Like there's just so much chaos and change and like intense things. But yeah, thus is life. It does look insane. The Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. I'm also a Scorpio Mercury. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, Mercury retrograde in of itself isn't a big deal, but we also have Venus retrograde at the same time, I believe, which only happens like every 18 months. So whenever that happens, it's kind of a big deal. All the Mercury retrogrades are in water signs this year. They switch. Last year they were in fire signs. I believe the year before they were in earth signs. So they switch every year what element they're in. Should I do a love spell during this time? I don't recommend doing a love spell. Girl, you're the main character. If somebody wants you, they're going to want you. You shouldn't have to do a love spell. Let me see when we have... Yeah, so we have Mercury retrograde starting at the end of October, and then Venus retrograde starts at the beginning of October. But they both end on November 13th. Actually, October and November look like the last 3 months of 2026 look like the craziest months. You have the most perfect hairline. Thank you. That is super random. But I live on my Venus midheaven line now, so of course that's something that comes up. True, yeah. Mercury retrograde really isn't a big deal. I don't understand. Maybe because it happens so often that people make it a big deal. I don't know. I'm like, can we chill out about this, please? And like help people understand as opposed to just like, oh my God, the world's gonna go to shit because Mercury's retrograde. It's like, it happens all the time. What are you even talking about? Oh, she's glowing. Thank you. It's a combination of the lighting and the TikTok camera feature thing. But I could take it off and see if it probably won't change very much. Let me see. Oh, wait, I don't even have it on right now? No, I have it on. That's what it looks like when it's off. It does look very similar. My skin is just like more poreless when I have it on. But yeah, that's the transits. I'm really excited for March. I feel like March is going to be a little bit of a slow build because of the Mercury retrograde and the eclipse. Like we're starting it with a bang. And then it's going to be a slow build of like really getting clarity and feeling aligned with our new direction and new chapter that we're all headed towards and have been headed towards for quite some time. Thoughts on moving home or signing contracts to move during Mercury retrograde? Yes, your hair is perfection. Thank you. Where is Mercury retrograde in your chart? Because it all depends on that. And what houses are Mercury ruled in your chart? Where's your natal Mercury? There's one time where I signed a lease during Mercury retrograde and I regretted it like instantly, but that's because it was in my 9th house of contracts and like legal stuff. I think it was even moving over my chart ruler. So it really depends on your chart and what's going on. It really is a new chapter. It feels very unclear still. Yeah. It's like we're doing all the things that we can. Like this is the energy right now. It's like we're doing all the things that we can. And to an extent, there's nothing more that we can do to step further into it because it's just like a timing thing. And I really feel like this, again, is like a slow build. That's the energy. of this new chapter that we're all stepping into. It's a slow build because it's going to be a more sustainable chapter. It's going to be a more long-lasting chapter. And that, you know, to build something sustainable, to build something that's going to last, it takes time. It just does. Like, you see all these new houses, all these new build houses from after 2020, and they're putting them up so freaking quickly and they're falling apart. Like, not shocked, because to build something long lasting, you really have to, it has to kind of be a slow process. I was going to say something else about something and then I forgot, but it'll come back to me, as it always does. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Always depends on the chart. We can't make generalizations of anything. Mercury in Gemini, 6th house. So Pisces is your 3rd house. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thank you, Sil, for mentioning human design. I was going to say, anytime you're asking the question of like, oh, should I do this during this transit? What is your authority and human design telling you about the decision? Because your authority and human design is the end all be all for whether or not you should do something. Like, when I signed that lease during Mercury retrograde a few years ago and I like regretted it, my sacral, when I think back to that time, my sacral authority, which is my authority in human design, was not excited to sign that lease. Like, that's your end all be all for making decisions, is your authority and human design. I'm also a Manny-Gen. And a 1-3 profile. But I have so many 3-5 profile friends. Y'all are like so fucking magnetic. I swear to God. Like, there's this 1-3-5 that I've been friends with for a few years, and she lives like far away from me, so we just follow each other on Instagram. And I swear to God, anything that she posts, I'm like so tapped into watching it. It's insane. She's a 3-5 generator. And that's just how you know that if you're a 3-5, you're aligned, because people like love what you do. People love what you create. If you're really doing it from your excitement, it's like, you know, the 3-5 is the celebrity profile. Like, it is very much people loving what you fucking do and wanting to watch you do it or share it or create it. I love that profile. But what can really hinder y'all is like holding yourselves back from that. Libra sun, Gemini moon, Cancer rising. Oh, nice. Love a Gemini moon. A lot of my friends are Gemini moons. I have a Sag moon, so I just vibe with Gemini moons like really well. Really, really well. It's definitely been a journey. Learning about my human design has helped. Yeah, for sure. I just feel like it confirms so much about yourself that you already like know, or you don't have a way to explain. And then human design really puts it into words of like, yeah, this is your energy. This is how you're meant to go through life. Or it just confirms and validates so much. You can get your human design from my link in bio. If you click on my link in bio that says learn your human design, that's a written interpretation by me that will explain what everything means. If you just want to pull up your chart for free, you can do that from my link in bio too. You just have to scroll down a little bit to where it says get your free chart. And then it will tell you what your human design stuff is. Oh, I'm also a Taurus sun, Rose. Love it. I ran into someone today and they were like, oh, I thought you were a Capricorn. And I was like, honestly, I'll take that. Like, still an earth sign, but no. Have y'all seen that show Love Story? I'm obsessed with that show right now. It's so cute. And naturally, I pulled up their charts, and it's like a whole thread I have going in my membership of like we're analyzing and looking at their birth charts. and why they just really get along. And the timing of their birth charts too is crazy for like when they met versus when they started dating versus when they got engaged. Like it's all just such a wonderful case experiment for me to see and learn from. And then their story is just like so cute. I forget where I was going with that, but oh, she is a Cancer moon and she has a 12th house sun in Capricorn. And in the newest episode, she was like, I love working. And I was like, that is such a freaking Capricorn thing to say. And she's also an Aquarius rising with like Mars, Venus conjunction in her first house. And like, there's a lot going on in her chart that just explains so much. Wait, are we saying our human designs? If you want to, nobody's forcing you to do anything. You can say whatever you want. I do astrology and human design, so multifaceted over here. I'm a 2/4 emotional projector. Oh, I feel like emotional projector is a really tough one. The show is so good. I love all the Calvin Klein moments too. I know, it's really cool to like be able to see more of his journey and his story and everything, like how he built the brand and the evolution of it. Would love to know about your readings. Do you look at chart and give guidance? It just depends on what you want, but yeah. I mean, you're the one guiding the reading, so whatever you want me to look at, that's what we do in a reading. My gifts are really on life purpose and helping you align with like your true path, and really just like get aligned with the direction you're meant to be heading in life. We love a multifaceted gal. Yes, I'm a manifesting generator too, so you know we don't just do one thing and talk about one thing over here. A lot of my friends are 6/2s. What are your thoughts on emotional solar plexus? What do you mean? It depends on the chart and the type. It's a really intense authority to have. That's like really the strongest center. Most intense center, but it depends on the channel that creates your emotional authority for how it's going to show up. I think there's 7 emotional channels if I'm remembering correctly. Let's see. 12, 22, 35, 36, 40, 37, 59, 6. Yeah, there's 7 different ones. 1949, 40, 31, or is it 41, 30? And then 39 something. Because I've had readings before and they only looked at traits. Wouldn't say much about how to move forward and become aligned with purpose, like you said. Oh, no, I don't do general readings. No, mine are more geared to like, what's your purpose? How can you align with it? Let's get you there. It says that on my one-on-one page where you book a one-on-one with me, it tells you what we go over and like what my readings are for. 1/4 generator. Oh, 1/4 is really rare. But yeah, there's 7 different emotional channels. So it really depends on what your emotional channel is and what other centers are connecting to it or not. I have a class that I taught in my membership. I have like 30 plus classes. There might even be 40 classes in there now that I've taught on astrology and human design, the deeper stuff. There's also classes if you're a beginner to either system, but I have a class on emotional authorities and like going through all the channels in the solar plexus. So I highly recommend taking that class if you're wanting to learn more about the emotional authority and the different channels of the solar plexus. Yeah, you're welcome, T. Yeah, I don't do general readings anymore. That was me like 7 years ago. No, not that long. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I did general readings, but no. Yeah, human design is really cool. I really love it. Because like as an example, like the 4037 channel and the 596 channel, those are like way more chill. The waves are very much more like even keel. than say the 3940 or the, is that what it is? Let me pull up the chart. And I think it's the 3940. Or even the 3536. The 3536 is really intense. It's like really chaotic. Human design is so good. Waiting to respond changed my life. Yes. Yeah, it's everything. Yeah, no, it's a 3955. The 3955 is so intense. 3955 and the 4130. Those channels, as well as the 3536, are really intense channels. That's 7, right? Yeah, 7 emotional authority. Yeah, emotional channels. La la la. And then if you have the 3536 to the 1222, you're 1000% going to be either a manifesting generator or a manifester. Because that's what creates. I talk about this. I have a human design course that walks you through everything in human design. Like if you wanted to like incorporate it into your business or whatever, do readings for people. And in that course, we talk about what makes up each type. And basically what makes a manifester is having a motor center connected to the throat with no sacral. And what makes a manifesting generator is that same thing, but having a sacral. So anyways, yeah, super fascinating. I really love human design a lot. I feel like it just gives such specific understanding to things about yourself that you really can't get with any other system. So yeah, that's my love of human design. If anyone wants a reading right here on live, we can do that. Just let me know. I think I have to put it in my link in bio, but da da da. Anyone have anything in Virgo or Pisces around 10 degrees where the eclipse is going to be? It's going to be at 12 degrees, I think. So anything from 5 degrees of Pisces or Virgo that you have, anything from 5 to 19 degrees is going to be affected. I have taste that is so interesting for senses human design. Oh, I'm pretty sure Kim Kardashian has that one. It is a super fascinating one. Oh wait, we're gonna be in March tomorrow. Oh my god. My rising ascendant. Wait, did I miss something? Yep, the eclipse is at 12 degrees of Virgo. That is on Tuesday in the early morning. And then we have new moon in Pisces, March 18th, right before Mercury goes retrograde. Or direct, leaves retrograde. Oh, you're saying your rising is at 10 degrees Virgo or something? My Virgo rising is in 12 degrees. Oh, wow. So it's going to be right on your ascendant. And you've had the South node there. How's that been? Total reinvention of the South. When the South node was on my ascendant, I literally did an overhaul of my wardrobe and completely changed up my hair routine, my makeup routine, my how I dressed. Like everything went through this whole renewal. Yes, my whole life has been changing. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I remember specifically when the South Node was exactly on my ascendant. It was like very intense. change starting with me and my identity. And then, yeah, it was also when I was thinking of moving to France, and then I lived there for a bit. It was a very interesting, very interesting and like total change time. I just inquired about a stylist. Oh my God, yeah. It's kind of been hell, yeah. Yeah, I feel you. There's that too. It's like releasing a part of you that's been you for so long, as well as like your life in a lot of ways. I had to like completely let go of a lot of things in my life that I had created that were like kind of a protection. It was very intense. I mean, there's a lot of other transits happening for me at the same time too. Like Uranus was on my South Node, so there's a lot of South Node stuff I was dealing with. Of like, oh, we kind of built this whole life from our trauma, and like we built this whole life as a protection mechanism as instead of something that's actually what we want and sustainable for us. So it's all gonna come crumbling down, and like that's what happened. It was really intense. South Node stuff is like very intense and karmic and true upheaval. So fun stuff. And then the next eclipse we have in Pisces is the last one we'll have in Pisces for like 9 years. And I think that's in August. Yeah, August 27th. And then we'll have the first. Well, we already had an Aquarius eclipse, the first one of this year. We're not going to have another one until next year, but then we have a Leo eclipse in August as well, on August 12th. That one is a total eclipse. Totals. I wonder if I'm going to be in the path of totality for that. Got nothing in Pisces. Oh, well, it rules a house in your chart. It rules a house. Oh, 8th house. Stuff going on with money. Other people's money. Hi, Kristen. Scorpio projector. Ooh, fun. Trying to remember if I know any. I know a Libra projector. I don't know that I know a Scorpio projector. What does it mean to be a projector? Oh my God, how much time do you have? You can get a whole breakdown of your chart from my link in bio. Click on Learn Your Human Design and it will tell you. It's all written by me. So it's like a written reading of your human design from me. I have a whole playlist for projectors as well. So go check that out too on my page. There's a folder with all my videos that I've done on projectors. In general, you're meant to be a guide to others and you need to feel recognized before you share your gifts. Oh, Lori's also a Scorpio projector. Fun. It's giving like transformational coach. Projectors are also very systems oriented. So I had a friend who was an Aries projector and they were always telling me about all these systems that they easily create and like all these things that they have these specific ways of doing to like be more successful with things. And like they were talking about like selling cars and how they like developed this whole system for how to make an ad to sell a car really successfully and easily. And like I'm just like, that's being a projector. You're just very systems oriented, and the systems you create people need because it's like a shortcut. It's a very efficient way of doing something to create more success in that thing or with that thing. I know another projector friend. He is like kind of a serial entrepreneur. He created a system with Bitcoin that's like really helping people. There's some other my projector friends doing. That's all I can think of. It also depends on what your authority is for what type of projector you are. There's 5 different types of projectors. And I teach this in my human design course. And like I said, if you get the personalized interpretation, like the written reading from me on your human design, it will tell you all about that too. But it depends on what type of projector you are as well for how you're meant to go through life or what your gifts are. Manifesting generator and Cap rising. Oh my God. It's all about shutting up and letting people come to you. That's my take. So hard for Scorpios. Yeah, I mean, I would say that like in person is like that, but some of the most successful projectors I know are in the online space and are very successful because they have put whatever their skill set is or knowledge is out there into the world with content, and people have found them. Like that, you know, I always say like the whole waiting for invitation people is how do I say, over exaggerated. You don't have to wait for an invitation for everything. I think that's total bullshit. And I've seen this with projectors in my life for years and years and years, is you have to put yourself out there to be recognized. Recognition comes first. Recognition comes before invitations. If you're not putting yourself out there to be recognized in what you want to do, you're not going to get invitations. So that's what I was saying, is I've seen a lot of successful projectors online blow up because they're putting themselves out there, and then people recognize them and invite them to speak or to do one-on-one readings, and they build this whole successful business around it. Projector. Oh, love it. Yeah, projectors are like 30% of the population. We're transitioning into more of a projector, how do I say, more supportive world for projectors, because the world previously has not been super supportive for projectors. Manny Jen, Cancer rising. Love it. I'm also a manifesting generator. Agreed. Yeah. And I think a lot of the times people use wait for an invitation as an excuse to not follow their authority. Your authority is the most important thing. If you're a splenic authority and your spleen tells you to create something or do something or share something, like that's your authority. That's your intuition. That's your spontaneous intuition telling you to act on something. I have like I was saying, I have a projector friend, and they will often like invite me to things, or like it goes both ways, you know. They'll like spontaneously call me and be like, oh, do you want to get dinner, or do you want to have like a dinner party? And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, like yes, once I quit my job and started working for myself, life became clear and easier. Yeah, I really feel like projectors are supposed to work for themselves as well, or at least be in like leadership roles, if not a business owner, entrepreneur. And almost every projector I know is an entrepreneur. Just feel like that really fits y'all, because also you can't work a typical like schedule. You're not supposed to if you're a projector. So, and like I said too, it depends on what type of projector you are. You can be a mental projector, self-projected, ego, splenic, emotional. So can you speak to why generators have to be careful about frustration? That's just how the sacral center works. It's not being careful about frustration. It's your guidance system. It's your, it's a blind spot warning thing on your car, like telling you, hey, you might not want to get in this lane because this isn't for you. That's what it is. It's like your blind spot warning. Trying to transition from working a 9 to 5 to getting my art business going. Ah, I love it. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Just keep posting about it. Just keep posting about it. What are your thoughts on global events that may unfold? I don't know. That's not how I do astrology, so I don't know. And synastry, who is more affected? The planet person or the house person? I don't know what you mean, and I wouldn't say it's one or the other. Both are important. I teach synastry in my membership. So if you want to learn reading relationship charts and astrology and human design from me, I teach it in my membership. I'm a 1-3 emotional projector. Aw, I'm a 1-3 too. Meant to share our knowledge and information. Yay, Curdy. Have been. I love posting. Yes! Yeah, maybe try out different platforms too. TikTok's kind of on its way out at the moment. Ra had plenty to say about 2027. Oh, I know, but I also think he was, towards the end of his life, leaning a little schizophrenic. So I wouldn't trust most of what he says about 2027. Like, tune into the energy of some of it, and that will tell you everything. Rose, you should just get a written report of your human design from my link in bio, because it will tell you all about everything you're asking me about in your human design. And it's all written by me. It's like a reading of your human design from me in PDF form. Tells you about everything. Environment, your taste, cognition, sense, view, environment. Did I already say environment? Digestion, determination, your incarnation cross, your profile, your authority, your centers, your channels, your gates. It will tell you everything. I do some Instagram and Facebook as well for posting. Okay, fun. Yes, maybe try YouTube too if you haven't already. YouTube is really kind of the place right now, and they're pushing shorts a lot as well. Emotional projectors, unite. I feel like emotionals are just so, y'all are just so innately creative. Oh, I haven't thought of YouTube. Yes! Get on to YouTube. Get on to YouTube. If anyone wants a reading of your chart, either astrology or human design, we can do that. I probably have time to take a few readings if anybody wants one. Here on live. And then, like I said, if you want a written reading of your chart, those are linked in bio. You're cute. Thank you. Another thing about the next week or so, I think starting tomorrow, or it might be Monday, either tomorrow or Monday, we're going to have the sun in the gate of doubt in human design. So there might be, for the next week or so, these kind of like doubts or insecurities that come up, and it's just important we don't like feed into them or make them mean anything. It's just a normal part of the transition process that we're all in right now. Hi, I'm a 6-2 projector and Libra. Also love your hair. Thank you. I have a good friend who's a Libra projector. Actually, a couple good friends that are Libra projectors. Very common for Libras to be splenic projectors because Libra rules a lot of the gates that are in the spleen. Good to know. Yes! I'm a Libra rising, so... Yes, I'm splenic authority, yeah. That's the most common authority for projectors. Also common for mostly Libras in that gate. Also Capricorn is in some of that gate. But all depends on the chart and because your astrology is the base of your human design. But yeah, we're gonna have Sun in gate 63 starting either tomorrow or Monday for the next week. And gate 63 is the gate of doubts. Big time of closing out cycles. Did you say you're a mani-gen or a projector? I'm a manifesting generator. My conscious chart is a splenic projector. I think it's my conscious chart. And then my unconscious chart is a manifesting generator. But in the quantum, I'm a manifesting generator. Are we just sharing our human design with you? Depends. Trust your intuition for what you want to share. That was just the title of the live from last time and didn't change it. So 3-5 emotional mani-gen. Oh, I love it. I'm a 1-3 manifesting generator. What is happening in 2027 regarding human design in your opinion? I mean, there's a genetic mutation that's beginning. It's already begun in like the 90s, but that's what I feel. And we're entering into a new like global incarnation cross. So a lot of people are going to be more focused on their individual passions and leading from a heart place. We're already stepping into it. So that's what I feel. I also feel like society is massively changing and we're going to really start to see it crumble in 2027. But yeah, people really, it's the sleeping phoenix we're moving into, which is the manifesting generator, has the manifesting generator channel in it. So the manifesting generator channel is 2034. It's a channel of empowerment, of individuality, of doing what you love every minute of every day, and like really, how would I say, weeding out things that you don't love. So we're all going to be stepping into that globally. Awesome. My son is a mani-gen. Oh, cool. Yeah, we're little powerhouses. We're little powerhouses. Yes, he is. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's so cool to use human design and parenting too, like to just understand your children and help them to live as themselves. That's what the founder of human design would always say that it was for. Like, it's for the children, because the people that are going to find it are meant to find it and meant to help themselves and their children with it. And it's going to change our generations. But not everyone is meant to find human design. So it's kind of a special thing if it found you and you're using it. But I also think, like I said earlier, like some of the things he said, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, different generation, different view of what could happen in the future. Like, they didn't even have cell phones really back then when he was, definitely didn't have social media back when he was channeling human design. So yeah, I think actually that was like the beginning of smartphones, but there wasn't really social media, which is fascinating that all of this was channeled in a time that's completely different from the one we live in right now. And that wasn't even that long ago. It was like 20 years ago. Agreed. He operates so different from me. I'm trying to learn and understand more. Yeah. I would check out my ebook. It's linked in my bio. It says Learn Astrology and Human Design Now. It will walk you through what everything means in human design and give you a guidebook to it. I found it was really, really hard to read from his transcripts and read his book even to decipher what things mean. So I created my ebook as like a guide that's way more simple and way more practical for people. I really created it for myself because I wanted a guidebook to have that was like, okay, I can't just refer to him all the time when I need to like remind myself of something or revisit something, because my God, I've read so many of his transcripts and he just talks in circles. It's really hard to understand what he's saying about things. So anyways, I made that as a guidebook to learn the language of human design. It's really simple. It's really practical, really straightforward and to the point. And then that was the foundation of like putting together my written reading that goes into your human design that's personalized for you, that you can get from my link in bio as well. Yeah, you're welcome. Check it out. He really had a different way of talking about things. That's like, you know, he was a baby boomer. Like, that's just how the generation back then talked, but it's really hard to fucking understand him. Bye, Rose. Thanks for being here. I'm probably going to hop off soon as well. Last call for readings. If anybody wants a reading of your chart, speak now if I ever hold your peace. Looking at your site, if I want an astrology on live, do I get the $22 report? No, the $22 is a written reading of your chart. It gets sent to you in PDF. If you want a live reading, the link is at the top of the link in bio. So it says click on Stan Store in my TikTok profile. The first one at the top is a live reading option. So yeah, linked in bio, click on Stan Store. It'll be the first one at the top. And then you just have to put in your birth information so I can see it to be able to pull up your chart. Yes, yes. And then let me know in there what you want to focus on too. The $22 report will break down everything in your astrology. So it's kind of like a general reading. Someone earlier was asking about general readings. I don't do those like one-on-one or over live anymore because I have the written reading that is a general reading. It's also focused on like money, life purpose, and career. But it'll break down all your placements and for the sign and house that they're in. So that's the $22 report. That's linked to my bio. I see that. Is there a link on your site too, or only here? For the live reading, it's in that store. So before you clicked on Learn Your Astrology, there should be an option at the top. You might have to refresh. That says live reading. That's the only place to get the live reading. I put it there because I can like easily put it on and take it off when I'm not on live anymore, because I don't do those when I'm not on live. Those are like special live readings. It's not through TikTok. It's through a third-party website I use. It's not through TikTok. Probably do the report. Yes. Yeah, it's all in PDF. If you do the written reading, it's all in PDF, so you'll get it to your email once you purchase it. TikTok wouldn't get my info. Nope. I don't do anything through TikTok. It's all I own it. I pay them for a service to have that store. Not associated with TikTok. I don't even think I'm in the creator program anymore on TikTok, because they like, after the US bought it, like, I don't even think they're paying creators anymore. I don't even think there's a way to get paid through TikTok anymore. Yes, I am doing birth chart readings. My reading style is focused on life purpose, especially if you're a business owner or entrepreneur. That's my reading style. I focused on helping you align with your true path based on your chart. Link is in bio. Okay, thanks. Had some mental health issues, so I need some guidance. Yeah. Yeah, the report, the $22 report will break down like your chart for career, for life purpose. Yeah, it's more of a general reading of your astrology though, through that lens. Versus when I do a reading here on live and I pull up your chart and I look at it, I'm also using my intuition. I'm not just reading your chart. So I'm also an intuitive medium, and I use that in my readings as well. So yeah, that's more well-rounded than just like a general breakdown of what everything means. Do you do more like a one-on-one live? I mean, it's a short reading. It's a 5-minute reading. And yeah, I interact with you in the comments here. But like I said, it's more of an intuitive style. So I'll tune in and share what I'm getting based on your chart. But it's not like one-on-one, like over video. Like my one-on-one sessions are over Zoom. And we sit down and kind of go over everything in a 30-minute session or a 50-minute session. That's like one-on-one. I ordered it. Okay, let me refresh. Is your name, how do I say that? Kejsi? I'm a manifesting generator, I think. Ooh, love it. Casey. Oh. I can't get to my critic. No worries. Casey. Okay, what do you want me to look at? What's going on? Let me pull up your chart and then we can get into it. I think there's also a PayPal option, but just not meant to be. What's meant to be is easy. Maybe career or just general. Okay, what's going on with career? Because I feel like you started something back in July of last year. Maybe got the idea to do something or go into a new direction. But it kind of was put on the back burner and now you're starting to reevaluate it again. There might also have been a lot coming up around this of like, okay, I need to make a change with what I'm doing on a daily basis for work to make money, like the last month. But it's there's still like some other pieces of the puzzle that have to be kind of like dealt with first before you can fully step into it. And then I think around April and May, that's when things will really start to move forward with like a full change in your career and what you're doing to make money. Because you're also in this big like identity release. You're going through a big restructuring with your sense of self, your identity, maybe even your appearance. And that's rippling out into every other aspect of your life. So there's a big just kind of reevaluation of who am I and how do I present myself to the world. That's also a part of this too. And as that's restructuring over the next really until April or May, it feels like things get more clear and feel like more forward moving with what you're doing. Looking to start teaching in September. Yes, I've been wanting to change my appearance. Yeah. That makes sense. Yep. And then also like a year, like next summer, like 2027, You're gonna be in your nodal reversal, sometimes called your nodal opposition, which is a big time period of really stepping into your purpose, and releasing an old way of doing things that wasn't aligned for you, but maybe that felt kind of comfortable. I think you're supposed to do something with like spirituality or intuition or like trauma, like psychological stuff, psychology, transformation. Makes sense that you want to teach. And also major quarter life crisis. Yeah. Trying to figure out who I am. Yeah. I got my bachelor's in psychology. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, things might feel like the next 3 weeks, things might feel a little like foggy. Just spend time, really be present. Don't try to like force yourself to figure it all out right now. It's emerging as it needs to, when it needs to, and it's kind of a slow build. So just really focus on like, okay, does this bring me joy? Does this excite me? No. How can I move more into what does excite me? What does feel good for me to do and step into? And like doing that on a daily basis is going to have positive ripple effects. And then everything will start to come more together with everything else. Like it'll all just line up. It's kind of like you just like, you're on this one stepping stone until the next one emerges. Like just be present with where you are. And I want to teach special needs kids. Oh, yes. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, yeah, you really have to do what's joyful for you. I had a friend in high school, a family friend, who did like the Special Olympics and things, and she volunteered for it, and it was like her biggest joy. And I'm like, that is a sign that this is what you're meant to be doing. So that's where it is for you, or what it is for you. I've been so emotional lately too, feeling everything a lot. Yeah, that makes sense. It's important to just let those emotions like roll through you. We're all in a huge releasing period right now. So there's something that's opening up for you through that release of emotion. It's just like, trust yourself to literally cry it all out and spend a day with a box of tissues if you need to. Because it's like deeply embedded stuff, and crying is actually a good sign that you're healing and that your nervous system feels safe enough to release. It's like the body's way to calm itself. So just allow that when it comes up. I love those kids. There's something so pure and genuine. Yeah, they're just like so like loving and authentically who they are, and like, yeah, it's a really beautiful to spend time around. No, but that's been me these past 2 months. Yeah, we're all in a big clearing right now. I've been calling it the big cleanup. Yeah, it'll all emerge like April. Give it to like April or May, and things will feel better. Like end of April and into May. So I'm excited for you, Casey. Keep me updated. Okay, Kirsten, I got your reading pulled up, or your order pulled up to pull up your chart. Yeah, crying is a really good sign. So let it out. Let it out. You're welcome, Casey. Excited for you. Okay, Kirsten, there's no birth location. Do you know where you were born? And then I'm just putting everything else in. Kirsten. $247. Westerville, Ohio. All right. I was born in West Virginia. Neighbors. Wait, where's my light? And you asked about work. What's going on with work? let's see. Oh, you're in a big phase of releasing some sort of work. So you can step into actually what's more aligned for you. What? Oh my God, what was coming up with work like 2022, 2023? Did you start a business or something? It's also a big theme right now of like needing to step into something that's more aligned with your creative gifts or children. Work at an engineering firm doing accounting, HR. Oh, I don't feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing. Yes, I started my Etsy shop. Oh, okay, yeah. You were talking about your art. That's right. I remember it now. Yeah, that makes sense. Damn it. I definitely feel like that's what you're meant to be doing. Did this zoom in on my face? I didn't even know I could do that. Hold on, I have to readjust. Okay. No, it's not aligned, and they know. Yeah. Yeah, I think just diversifying where you're sharing, maybe even trying out Pinterest and YouTube, like I was mentioning earlier, is really going to help. Just kind of diversifying things and trying things out, like kind of experimenting with different avenues of ways to share. Yeah, you're in a big theme of changing up what you're doing for money right now that's actually more in alignment with your purpose. And I think there's going to be a lot of momentum with it the next couple months, especially as we head into the summer. I mean, you're going to be in your Jupiter return, like August, September, well, maybe September, October. You'll be in your Jupiter return in your area of creative passions and gifts. So it's like, just stick with it. Is the big message. Is just stick with it. Keep building, being open to, like I said, trying out different social media platforms, different places to share, maybe even some in-person stuff, if that's like showing up. It's definitely what you're meant to be doing. I went into stress, lack of sleep, induced psychosis in September. Oh my God. I just downloaded your free chart for astrology and human design. It's amazing. Oh, yay. You're so welcome. Okay, I can feel that. I'm down to 30 hours at work and using the extra time to build my art business. Yes! We love it. Yeah, I really think this is kind of how it's been for everybody. Like April and into May is going to be a really big time of more fully stepping into it. There might even be something it really feels like September. Like once September hits, you're going to completely feel like where you were a year ago and last September, you're like, holy, that was me. Like that, it's going to feel like a different life. You're going to feel like, almost like it's like a fever dream. It's like, did that happen? But I think the mental health stuff, it's like there's something maybe from childhood or family that is coming up for you to look at and heal. Like, might be helpful for you to work with somebody as well around that. Either like a therapist or, something like that in order to kind of look at this deeper stuff. But I just feel like it's a temporary, just kind of, how do I say, like, what was kind of shoved under the rug in the subconscious is getting brought up so that it clears out. So you can, that it's not running the show underneath the surface of everything. It's kind of like upgrading your phone. It's like your subconscious is going through an upgrade. And that's going to be a theme from now until like end of March. I get burnt out easily, so I wasn't sure how much in-person stuff I can handle. Okay, yeah. It feels like just a few events here and there. Maybe like putting your stuff in a gallery if that's a thing, or going to a vendor fair. But it's also like, you're a projector, right? So it's like just seeing what comes in if someone like mentions it to you, or like, have you ever thought about like there's this vendor fair going on, like something like that. I already slowly am feeling it. Yeah. Like I know this, actually there's a projector. She used to listen to my podcast. Maybe she still does. I don't know. But I like kind of stopped doing my podcast and I started it up again. Anyways, And she does candles, and she like forever was just doing like farmers markets and vendor fairs. And then she really started to blow more up on Instagram, and like now she has her own like physical location. So it's kind of like that. It's a slow build, and it's like just, you know, see what comes in and just like trust your intuition for what to act on and maybe what even not to do. If it's like, no, that doesn't feel aligned, like don't force it. But okay, I do have a therapist. Okay, good. Yeah. Should I just do extra meditation? Yeah, maybe like targeted meditations or breath work could really help you the next 3 weeks. Okay, I was thinking a gallery. Yeah, I'm a projector. I missed the art fair deadline. Okay. Yes. I'm struggling balancing dating. I don't think that's something you're going to have to balance. I think it's just going to come in through what you're doing. It's really just like focus on the joy of your creation and moving in that direction, and then everything else kind of follows that. Because also that's changing your sense of self and who you are. So that's going to naturally change like who you attract. So just keep doing what you're doing and building everything, and it will just like naturally come from there, it feels like. I'm talking to a guy long distance. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, just watch it flow and trust your intuition. I also have Moon and Sag. I don't know if we talked about this, but I just love to see a fellow Moon and Sag person. Yeah, just trust it's all gonna unfold. Keep me updated. Come back and let me know in the summer how things are going. It feels like more stuff opens up in the summer too. I mean, that's just kind of how the summer is. Okay, perfect. Thanks. We didn't. That's so cool. Yeah! Love a Moon in Sag. It makes sense that we were vibing. Yeah, for sure. I'm also an 8th house sun, so we have a lot of similar stuff. I just got the astrology report from your site. I can't wait to read it all. Yay! So exciting. So exciting. Yay. I'm working on launching a new report for business owners. That's human design for entrepreneurs and business owners. That should come out in the next couple weeks. I don't know. We'll see. I will definitely keep you posted. I feel like everything is going to unfold this summer for sure. Yeah. That's what it feels like for everyone. March is kind of like slowly we're getting there, and then April is like, and then the summer is just like, girl, I sent for another one. Oh my God. Okay, let me see. Amazing. I'll have to get a business report. Yes! Yeah, it's called Your Aligned Success Blueprint. It's like on my website. If you go to astrologyhumandesign.com and you go to the Get Your Chart page, it's on there. But I haven't like publicly launched it yet. I mean, I guess I'm launching it right now, talking about it, but it is available if you want it. Just haven't put it in other places yet. Yeah, you're so welcome, Kirsten. Thanks for getting a reading. I'm excited. Okay, Casey, let me pull your chart back up. It's funny you asked about Saturn transiting your 8th house moon, because that's what I was talking about in your reading. Let me pull your chart back up. Hi again. Of course, so fun. Yeah! This is how I like to do astrology and human design, is fun. That's how I taught all my courses too. There has to be fun in it. It can't be, I hate the like boring. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways. Girl, I've been feeling it, but I don't remember it being this intense back in the summer. Yeah. It's for you, it's kind of like a spiritual awakening, like a psychic. You might be feeling more psychic or intuitive of like, oh, I had a feeling that person was gonna call me, and then your phone starts ringing, like that kind of stuff. It's also kind of be careful of finances as well, like of overindulging or going into too much debt. Like just be careful of that. You asked about love. Are you dating anyone right now? Are you single? What's the vibe? I'm honestly shocked you didn't meet anybody the last 2 or 3 years. Oh my god, yes, I've been getting that a lot, yeah. Single, okay. You did? You might meet someone around your Saturn return. Because Saturn rules your 5th house. Let's see, where will Jupiter be? It really feels like you're in a cycle of subconscious healing right now. And like we talked about, your sense of self is changing, and that's changing like what types of people you're attracting. So it's like this phase right now is really about stepping into a new version of yourself, and that's going to be going on through the beginning of summer. And then it's more of a focus on work. I feel like, I don't know, I hate to do timing because it's like you could meet somebody at any point, but there's a lot of emphasis on like 2027 meeting someone. And just kind of like focusing on you and work and building all of that to a secure place. Definitely a soulmate connection, but he wasn't ready. Yeah. Okay. Is it safe to get a reading in a retrograde? Absolutely. There is no generic advice when it comes to retrogrades. Don't believe any astrologer that is telling you some bullshit about don't do this or don't do that or blah 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 blah. No. Deeply depends on your chart and what's going on with your chart. And you have to trust your intuition over anything anyone is going to say about anything, especially astrology. Still not over the guy. Yeah, that's kind of the energy. It's like you're just focused on you and healing and work. That's really the major focus for you. I would say the next like year. Like this year is really about healing. Healing a lot of subconscious stuff, and then like maybe even that giving you more clarity on work. I mean, maybe Mercury retrograde would mess up some people for readings, but I'm doing great. Don't mess me up. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe, Casey, is like just focus on growing into this new version of yourself, and yeah, what's coming up moment to moment. And I feel like your person, it's just gonna click. Like they're you know, it's not gonna be this karmic thing. It's gonna be this just like ease. And I feel like y'all are gonna have a lot of fun together. They might even do something. You might meet them. You could meet them through travel, or something, either short distance or long distance. They might even do something travel related for work or something like that. That's the vibe. But it really feels like a theme of your Saturn return. You really could be in a committed relationship for your Saturn return and like end up marrying that person. That's what it feels like if you want marriage. Which is like, that's like 2 to 3 years from now. Then there's me going haywire every Mercury retrograde. I travel a lot. Yeah, okay. No, it's not a long distance thing. It's almost kind of like the vibe of like, oh my God, you go to the same places, we live in the same area, but I met you traveling, that kind of thing. Yeah. That's the vibe. Okay, if anyone else wants a reading, I think there's no line. So let me know. Yeah, you're welcome, Casey. It's a slow build for you. It's a slow build for relationships because you're focused on other stuff right now. And you know, that's how it should be. I really feel like, especially moving into the Pluto and Aquarius time, it's like people really need to be going through their Saturn return before they date long term. Like, I'm so glad I've been single the last 6 years or whatever, because I've changed so much that I was attracting very emotionally avoidant, annoying ass people. And I had to be single and like learn my own lessons and healing to not be attracting those types of people anymore. Long distance is all I can handle right now. I got to get my business work together. Yeah, I don't feel like I have the capacity for a relationship right now. Yeah. Yay, Katie. Yes, get a reading. Link is in bio. Kristen says, oh my God, same. Yeah. No, literally, that's me. Every guy I meet is so unavailable. Yeah. And I think as women, it's like really, you know, we've been so conditioned of like, I even was realizing this the other day that I made this pact with one of my male best friends in college that like if we didn't meet anyone by 30, like we were going to marry each other. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm so glad I'm single at 30 because this is like the best time of my life. Like my 20s were a shit show. I wasn't dateable, honestly. And I actually like have my shit together now. So I think it's just a really mature way to handle it, honestly. I feel like I'd be stuck in a bad relationship because my past self was different. Yeah, same. I was definitely going down that route. I could have easily ended up in a miserable relationship. Same. Maybe it's just because we're not quite ready. Yeah. Yeah, I love being single. Yes! It's so fun, honestly. And then I'm like, my standards are higher. And I'm like, oh, I actually know the type of person I want now that's going to be like, that would last. That would be a long-term thing. So men in their 20s shouldn't date either. Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with men in general. I have met some very just chaotic, emotionally unavailable men in their 40s. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do you know you have 5 minutes? It's like that audio. I think we all just had to go through our own healing, and hopefully that's happening with those men that I met that I'm like, you have 10 years on me. Like, what? What is that though? Like, it's all ages now. I don't know. I think Chiron and Aries really and like the whole way that dynamics have changed and like what's acceptable has changed with like dating in general. And then dating apps, I think, killed dating and killed like the natural dynamics that existed between men and women. And like, I just think it's just changing. I think relationships overall are changing too. And people are realizing like, oh, like, let me just focus on myself and nurture friendships and connections, and something will naturally evolve from there, as opposed to like, oh, you're hot, I'm attracted to you, let's hook up, and then we get into a relationship, but it's actually the whole foundation of the relationship is just attraction, which is not a good thing to measure longevity of a relationship on, you know what I mean? So it's like everything about the culture of relationships is just changing. I want to believe the men are healing too. I feel like they are. They're aware. I saw another astrologer said that about Chiron and Aries. Oh my God. Yeah, I've been saying that for years. Years. Dating apps were so bad, yeah. Okay, just send it over. Okay, Katie, let me pull up your chart. I think relationships in cross of planing or about continuity, and in cross of sleeping phoenix, yeah, they're about actual alignment and excitement. Will be about intimacy. Huh. Yeah, I think like true intimacy. Okay, let me pull up your chart, Katie. Very indecisive. Growing your art business. Yes. Let's see what's going on. Oh. See, I feel like this is how Mercury retrograde might affect readings. I'm like, it's just taking me a little longer to pull up the chart because I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I think I forgot to put AM. You know, you put AM. 8:58 a.m. Let's see. Scorpio rising. You have like so much in Scorpio. I'm shook. ChatGPT said I was a Scorpio sun, Gemini rising, Cancer moon. Oh my god. ChatGPT cannot astrology. I'm probably going to do a class on this in my membership because you have to know astrology to talk to ChatGPT about it. If you don't know astrology, it will get everything wrong and then you'll be confused. It's the worst. Okay, Katie. Let's see what's going on with career. Yeah, for you right now, there's a lot of focus on your creative passions. Trying to grow your art business. Yeah. What's going on with relationships too? It's honestly like whatever's going on that's challenging with you, your sense of self, your home, and relationships. It's like the reprieve for you right now of all that tension is in your career. So like really putting in, how do I say, like letting the the conflict that's going on in these other areas kind of be your muse for what to create. It's really like channel into your creativity right now. Channel into what's joyful for you, channel into what's fun, because you're meant to be known for creative things. In your, you know, your career is meant to be one of a creative passion that you have. It's meant to bring you joy. You're meant to do something that's truly fun for you that maybe even brings you back to like your childlike essence or childlike sense of joy. And there's a big focus on that right now. And there might be a tendency at the moment as well to like be more too in your head about it, of like, oh, well, if I do this, will it lead to that? And blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, just create for the sake of creating and do what actually brings you joy. And don't think too far ahead with it because it's going to evolve naturally. It's going to be something that just comes about naturally. But if you focus on like the mental plane around it of like trying to figure it out mentally, it's going to lead to blocks and it's going to drain you. So it's like really just focus on the creative aspect of it as opposed to where is this going and what am I doing? Blah, 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 blah. Like silencing the mind might help you to have some sort of meditation or breathwork practice as well, to not get swept up by what the mind is doing with all of these like thoughts. Does that make sense? I don't get along well with my boss. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be doing that type of work. Whatever it is. Definitely have been overthinking a lot, yeah. No, you're stepping into a new chapter with what you're doing for work. So there's the energy of just maybe even creating a container for it. Like, okay, on Saturdays, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pursue my art. I'm going to like make space for me to do art. And just like having that container where you can bring joy to it and leave everything else behind. Like it doesn't enter that space. It doesn't enter that time or whatever it is. Because you're, like I said, in this new chapter of starting something new and different with what you're doing for work to make money. And there has to be consistency that you build over time with it. It might be a slow burn of like, you know, again, creating this container for you to be able to do this every week or how often. and then eventually it will be your full-time career, but it's like there needs to be a container for it to have consistency. Does that make sense? So like build it over time. You're a graphic designer. Oh, do you want to do like freelance, or what is that the art that you're talking about? Can I access the link for live payment on my computer? Yes. I believe it's stan.store/the human design astrologer. You can find it also on my TikTok page on the desktop. Are you still doing the astrology readings? Yes. Doing one right now for Katie. I do kind of trippy, colorful art. Cool. Yeah, that feels like where you're meant to head. You know, indecision, you mentioned indecision, and you know, indecision is a choice as well as any other decision, right? You're like choosing to give more weight to the mind than you are to actually your heart's desire and your soul's calling, which feels like your freaking art and your creative passion. Like you're meant to be known and do something for money that is like innovative and different. Maybe even trying to step into freelance to kind of have a bridge until everything else is like more sustainable for you. Because it feels like whatever the job you're in right now just feels draining, and like just started working after work days to relaunch everything. Yes, yeah, that lines up with the astrology. It's like, okay, it's time. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing and like moving in this direction. It feels like just putting in that consistency with it is going to build a solid foundation in it, and then it feels like come the summer and into the end of the year it's really going to be more booming. It might even be like if you're still in like the job you're in now, by the end of the year you might like have this moment of like, no, I'm done, I'm calling it quits, and then your other thing takes off, is what it feels like come like October, November, actually around your birthday. Definitely, I have done freelance before. I was thinking of getting a different job, yeah. Or sticking out while I build my business. Yeah, just kind of put feelers out there. I wouldn't make any rash decision right now. If you did want to like have, like I said, a bridge or transition job, it feels like one could come about like end of March and into April if you wanted it. Just one that feels a little better than where you are now, because it feels like I said the thing you're in now is very draining. Yay, it went through. Yay. I just don't want a new job to set me back my business. Yeah. So that might be where freelance, then you like start to put feelers out there for freelance, because that is kind of, you know, being an entrepreneur in just a different way. And then you have the freedom of like, okay, I'm going to take this project and it's 6 weeks long or whatever. And then you get to like set your own hours and things. So that's kind of, you know, trust your intuition. I do feel like you need some sort of bridge. It feels like a lot to just kind of jump ship. I purchased one, yay! So that's why I'm so indecisive sometimes. Well, you know, it really at the end of the day doesn't matter. It's just like what feels the best for you, and to have as a safety net while you're building your business. Because your business is going to be the thing you step into eventually, probably by the end of the year. And it's like, you know, is it, you know, it just kind of depends on if it's going to reach a point where it's frustrating you to the point where it is hindering your ability to focus on your business. But it really doesn't matter like what, which path you go with the transition job. It's all up to what you want. So really get clear on, ask yourself, what do I actually want? And then make it happen. Because you can make fucking things happen when you decide and you just choose. Which thing do I order for human design with career info? So that's at astrologyhumandesign.com, all one word. And then go to the menu and hit on get your chart. And it will, there's like little images of the reports, and it's the last one. It says your aligned success or something like that. Yeah, I don't want to go full into it until it feels financially stable. Yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's like a little blip. It's like a little blip. You know, like I'm kind of in that right now with my living situation because I moved to a new state and I haven't been able to find a long-term house. And I still have to move all my stuff out here. And like I'm just in furnished rentals right now. And it's like a furnished rental for a month, and then it's not available after that. So I have to find somewhere else. And like, you know, it's a choice for me to focus. Oh, well, there's nothing right now and I have to move by this date. You know what I mean? It's like, I could choose to focus on that and get mentally overwhelmed and feel indecisive, or I could just be like, I'm going to do what brings me joy moment to moment. And when it's time for me to find the right place, that's my next home, like it'll emerge, you know what I mean? And it's really like, it doesn't really matter that much of what that looks like or when it even happens until I get to my actual long-term home. So we're all kind of in that right now. Like we're just having to like make things work as they do until we get to our, like, until the new life really is, we're living it. So that's the energy. But yeah, I'm excited for you, Katie. I feel like the summer is going to be really good for you in terms of like having more consistency with your business. And then it will just build from there. Think once everything is launched will help me feel better. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for you. Keep me updated. I'm a 5/1 manifesting generator. Or wait, generating manifester? I'm a manifesting generator too. Yes, you're so welcome. Okay, let's see who's next. Megan is next. Yay, that redhead. Okay, I'm pulling up your chart. Career. Okay, what's going on? I think I will keep all options open for what to do until I'm finally, yeah. Just follow what's easy. What is easy? Okay, Megan, what's going on with career? Feels like there's an energy of reevaluating something with it. Big time. Like next 2 to 3 weeks, it's a major focus of like rethinking something, refining something, reevaluating something, like what you're doing for work on a daily basis to make money, and also like what you want to be known for, or what you're building as it relates to your legacy. Big time of reevaluation in those areas. Oh, and you're in your Saturn return. I'm unemployed, trying to find a job out of my comfort zone. 60-day notice on my apartment. What kind of job do you want? Feels like you're meant to be doing something like creative. Something like taboo. Maybe spiritual or creative or something. Something that's innovative. Something that's not the norm kind of job to have. Used to be a medic, looking at admin roles. Neither of those feel aligned. What do you want to do? Like in your heart of hearts? Like what is your dream? You're a baby psychic medium, yeah. I don't think you're a baby. I mean, it might be new to you that you have these abilities, but they're not new to your soul. That's for sure. I mean, you have a Scorpio moon, girl, and a Pisces sun. That's like the most psychic. I mean, you could really, like, you can make anything work. I mean, it's not an issue. Like, if you, but I really think you're supposed to do something that helps people with a transformation. Like very Scorpio alchemy, medium type stuff and energy. Have a kid, so I need a stable job just temporarily. Okay, until I can really hone in, yeah. Going back to school for therapy as well, yeah. I feel like this eclipse is busting things like wide open for you. And I think there's, especially come next week, there's a lot of momentum towards moving in the direction with your skills and like just sharing where you already are, what you already know, and just starting to share it and like put it out there. Whether that's on whatever, what would be best for you? Maybe even like written stuff, like written messages for people on Threads or X or something. You could turn them into TikTok content, but I feel like written is a good medium for you. Been back and forth on posting on TikTok. I'm not surprised. I think this next week, like the eclipse is really going to kind of bust things open for you where you're like, okay, let's fucking, like, why am I not doing this? Why am I still holding myself back? You could really be someone who's well known for this. And it's just, you know, you have to put yourself out there. You might even started like something related to it in last July. And as we head into like April and May, there's gonna be the energy of like you can't put it off anymore. And I think you're gonna be able to build momentum really quickly once you just start doing it. I don't do like normal jobs. I don't do normal jobs. I mean, you could get one in the next week or two. I mean, also though Mercury's retrograde, so you're reevaluating work and what you're doing for money. But I really think like the path with TikTok and content creation is where you're meant to go. Yeah, so I'm not really the one to ask about like normal job security. Like I said, your stuff with psychic mediumship and what you want to do with tarot and TikTok could take off really quickly. When you're just like putting energy and being consistent with it. And you could even do like what I'm doing right now, like live readings for $15 or something. You just have to start, you just have to do it. There's, you know, I think all this other stuff is a distraction. Like I understand that you have like someone you need to support. But I think, like I said, you could build success and make money really quickly on this app if you're just doing it. I was just thinking about posting and ask my guides for a sign. Yeah, here you go. It is lots of moments happening, yeah. Yeah. It's just about you doing it. It's just about you doing it. Like, you have a lot of energy in your chart that's like you can make money and be successful with whatever you do. But it's obviously going to be better for your heart to be in it. So that's that. And it feels like, yeah, come this next week or two is going to be really big for you. You're welcome. I'm excited for you. Send me your content. Keep me updated. All right, Kristen is next. Don't like the job I'm currently in. Not surprised. Have been applying for jobs. It isn't what I want to do. Well, girl, you can work on TikTok. That's what I'm doing right now. Making a few $100s today. This is my work. Kristen. I didn't apply for shit. I love the internet. Like, it's given us so much potential. All right, Kristen, I'm pulling up your charts. You're like a traditional teacher? Like, what grade? Which, how do I say that? Which kind of school? I don't know how to talk about normal things, y'all. Is it hard for you to find an apartment with being self-employed? No. 8th English? Oh my God. That is such a hard year, I feel like. What do you want to be doing? What is in your heart of hearts to step into? Order the human design report and the align for success. Yay! It should be in your email. Exciting. Super religious school. Oh. Are you still in Chicago? Yeah, you're welcome. Excited for you, Kirsten. All right. Teachers deserve pay raises. That sounds rough dealing. Yeah, with 8th graders. Yerpa. Oh, North Carolina? That's where I'm from. What is in your heart of hearts? What do you actually want to be doing? Because you're in a new era with career. Like, you're meant to be stepping into something different right now. That probably started for you back in May of last year, May or June. And kind of was put on the back burner, and now it's coming back up. Yeah, like, you really need to change. I mean, you don't need to, but there's a lot of pressure on you to change how you're making money. Doing something more aligned with like what you actually want to be doing. There we go. I knew it. Of course, it's when you got into tarot. Did y'all know that's how I started this business? I was unemployed because of lockdowns in 2020. I had lost my salary job. My first business was failing, and I had to like up and move homes all of a sudden, but I was really into tarot, and I just started doing tarot readings for friends for free, and then they started referring me to their friends, and their friends were like, how much do you charge for this? And I was like, what? Well, let me set my price at this. And then someone was like, you need to raise your prices. And then I started sharing it on Instagram and doing Instagram lives with doing like daily tarot reads on Instagram live. And then people knew I was super into astrology because I would always talk about it. And then one thing led to another. People started asking me to do astrology readings. And it all built from there. That was 6 years ago. So you never know what can happen when you just start actually doing what you're passionate about and sharing it. My current contract, I can't though. It's a secret. Oh. Are you like on a contract to the end of the school year or something? Does it say you can't do anything else? You could also, you know what? You could, you know how there's people on the YouTube that do tarot readings and they don't show their face? You could do something like that. Where you don't show your face, and you maybe even use like a voice filter or something. Ew, that sounds awful. Yeah, no, that's not the vibe. That's kind of how I see you making the most of that. And like gradually stepping out of that is by kind of working like loopholes. Find the loopholes. Just showing the cards, not showing your face, using a voice filter. I know that's super easy to do on TikTok. You could even not have your voice and just do like captions on the screen, like words. Just get creative with it. Does anything else jump out at you from my chart? You're definitely meant to do something spiritual. You're in a big phase of that right now, and it's just going to get more and more prominent for you of like needing to do it, needing to step into it. And it could really gain a lot of traction in the summer. It's almost like if you don't consciously choose to change careers and what you're doing for money, then it will kind of be like ripped out from under you. Like you could get fired, or there could be like something like that. It's kind of like, you know, your intuition's telling you to step in this direction for a reason, and it's because there's something going on maybe that you don't see yet that could happen. You know, kind of like what happened with me in 2020. Like I was led to tarot about 6 months before I started doing readings for people. And there's a reason that I just randomly was learning tarot on YouTube for months before I actually like started doing readings for people, right? I didn't know I was going to lose my job. Nobody knew the whole world was going to shut down. So it's kind of like that energy. And it might not be the thing that you do forever, but it's going to lead you like I don't do tarot anymore, but it led me to what I do now. So that's kind of maybe how it could be for you as well. Could lead you to the next thing, but there's a lot of emphasis on stepping in the direction. And it's really the big message is like, if you don't, it's going to kind of be forced on you. Yeah, I just don't want to quit before I have a job, but maybe I do feel drawn to the spiritual. I mean, I feel you. I'm just telling you what they're saying. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. There are other ways to make money. I don't think it's going to be a thing where you like quit before you have a job. I think it's going to be a natural transition, but you have to start moving in that direction now. Yeah, you're welcome, Kristen. Keep me updated. Like I said, it feels like if you start finding creative ways to put your tarot work or whatever it is out there, it's going to build something for you that will be your next thing. Don't give them power over you to hold you back. I appreciate you. I'm excited for you. Exciting stuff. We are all like really in a big transition. Huge life transition right now. The new life is calling, and we have to pick up the phone. We have to pick up the phone and be like, okay, new life. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna step in the direction. It's gonna slowly build into a whole new life. A whole new world. Yes, I feel it, like trudging through molasses. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of tarot readers that I used to follow on YouTube that never show their face and don't even use their first name, and they get tons of views, make tons of money from the YouTube ad revenue. So never know. Never know what can happen. All right. Last call for readings. I don't have anyone else signed up. If anyone wants one, let me know, or forever hold your peace, because I will get off here. Yeah, there's workarounds. You're not a slave. Not a slave. Gotta be creative. Gotta be a little creative. How do you get a reading? Link in bio. Let me see. Is it still there? Link in bio. It's being slow. Yes, I have one left. Feels like we're all going through similar stuff. Yeah. We really all are. For me, it's happening in my housing right now. I'm at this spot for 3 more weeks, and then I don't know where I'm gonna go, and like I have no idea. And I need to find somewhere that's like long term, because I really hate moving around every month. But you know, it is what it is, and it's like there's a divine reason for it. So it's all divine. It's fine. It's all divine. It's all divine. It's fine. It's all divine. And it's all divine. Yes, it always works out. Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, I have moved a lot, so it's nothing new. But yeah, I was reading the transits today, and it's like, we're all breaking out of a cocoon right now. And it's like, yeah. That feels very aligned. All right, y'all. It's dinner time for me. I'm gonna hop off. But if you got a reading, keep me updated. Bought a house unexpectedly in April. It's pushing and inspiring me to start my art business. Ah, congratulations. That's so exciting. Next time. Yes, you can get one next time. I try to do these like twice a week. And yeah, if you want a one-on-one, those are linked in bio as well. And we go deeper in my one-on-ones because they're 30 minutes or 50 minutes. So same to you, Kirsten. Keep me updated. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.